Hey, what's going on, guys? So in honor of the Halloween season, I thought we would do a special video and give you our top 10 list of favorite Halloween movies. So joining me today is my sister, Tiffany Cooney.
AKA Valak.
Valak, she's terrified of this painting, by the way.
That's why he's sitting on this side.
Yeah. If you're thinking it looks awful, it's because I painted it and I don't know how to paint, so don't judge me. So if you're like us and you like to celebrate Halloween with a butt ton of Halloween movies. So hopefully what this video does for you is you discover a movie you've never heard of, or maybe we discuss a movie that you've heard of, but you've never given the time of day. Because we've tried to make this list as diverse as possible. I know Tiffany doesn't have any horror movies on her list because she's terrified of horror movies. She watched, what was it, The Exorcist?
Oh, and that was. I didn't even mention The Exorcist.
Just tell the story of what happened when you watched The Exorcist.
Okay, so honestly, I was afraid of the dark when I was younger, and I kind of got over it. And then our sister's husband made me watch the original Exorcist from the 60s.
Yeah, the original.
And I was so terrified, I was crying. And I remember one time in the car, I just heard like the tune, the jingle that they played, and I just started busting out crying. I was freaked out, and ever since then, to this day, I still cannot sleep with the light off. I had to have some type of light. It just like ruined everything for me.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Look, I'm sensitive, okay?
All right, so it's a pretty diverse list. So starting off, my number 10 is Arachnophobia. Arachnophobia is an older movie. It has Jeff Daniels, and it's basically about these killer spiders invading this small town.
I actually watched this movie with him because it wasn't so much of a horror film.
Yeah, you could make it goofy if you wanted to, but you really need to watch it in the right setting.
I don't like the goriness, but I could do the goriness to a certain extent. I just cannot do like the paranormal poltergeist type of film. So I was able to watch this. It was a good film, but for me though, like you said, it might have been the setting. It just wasn't as creepy.
Plus, it's a pretty creative movie. Not only that, I hate spiders. And I know the first time I watched this movie, after I was done, I had to look around my room to see if there was any spiders.
And Jeff Daniels is a great actor.
He's great in the movie. Yeah. He's a great dramatic actor. All right, so your number 10?
My number 10 is, I could not decide between Casper the Friendly Ghost and Casper Meets Wendy. They're both great movies. The one I'm referring to is the one with Christina Ricci, who is in a lot of like Halloween type films, or the one with Hilary Duff. They're both like movies, both of the Casper movies that I've watched growing up. They're both really good. So I'm just gonna have to say my number 10 is just Casper in general, because let's be honest, what other time of year are you watching Casper movies?
Yep, that's a good choice. All right, so my number 9 is Oculus. Oculus came out around 2014, and it stars Karen Gillan, who is in Guardians of the Galaxy. And basically what this movie is about is there's this haunted mirror that's either A, making you commit suicide, or B, murder. And basically her and her brother have a history with it where their father actually killed their mother. And now she's investigating it, she's documenting the mirror because she believes that her father didn't actually do it, it was the mirror. So as a whole, I thought the movie was really entertaining, it was really immersive, and I really wanted to dive in deep about the story about this haunted mirror. Alright, so what's your number 9?
Okay, so my number 9 is The Addams Family. Now again, we have a movie with Christina Ricci, but we also have another really good actor, Christopher Lloyd. I loved him in Back to the Future. I loved those films. To me, The Addams Family is a classic Halloween movie. It's about this family who they're missing their brother, and they go out to find him. And Christopher Lloyd again played Uncle Fester to a T. It's just fun and it's witty, and you think about it, and it's always like a classic Halloween costume. You got Wednesday. It's just a really fun movie, and it's a definite must-watch Halloween film for me.
Yeah, that's definitely a great choice for kids. It's definitely a good Halloween movie. Anyway, my number 8 is Lights Out. Now, this is a brand new movie, but I liked it enough to where I know I'm going to want to watch it again. All the characters were great. They all made great decisions, and it was pretty suspenseful, and overall, just a fun horror movie.
It actually started out as a short film on, what was it, Facebook or YouTube?
Yeah, it was a short film on YouTube, which was pretty interesting, and it left me thinking, like, how much can you really stretch out? And they actually made a really good movie with really engaging characters and backstory.
And I know it must be creepy because Billy wanted to show me the short film, and he was like, "Oh, it's not creepy, it's not creepy," and he showed it to me, and I was creeped out just on the short film, and I was kind of upset because I was like, I don't like those types of things, and he showed it to me anyway.
What's your number 8?
Okay, so my number 8 would be Sleepy Hollow. This one stars, again, Christina Ricci, but it also stars Johnny Depp. And Johnny Depp, and I think also Tim Burton, they're both known for these creepy Halloween films. And growing up, again, ABC Family does the 13 Nights of Halloween, and I just remember always seeing the Headless Horseman. I think the Headless Horseman is an iconic Halloween figure, and this movie is one of the creepiest Halloween movies that I can watch, I guess you could say. There's a couple of scenes that I think were even like too much for me, like when the sister is kind of possessed and she's telling him where the Headless Horseman is. It really is, it puts me in the right type of mood if I want to do a creepier movie. But it's about this guy who loses his head, and he comes back to haunt the whole city, and he's going around beheading everybody, and there's actually a pattern and they figure it out. But again, the Headless Horseman is just a very iconic Halloween figure, and it's, if you can't do scary movies like me, this is definitely pushing the border.
Yeah, and Tim Burton completely nailed it. I mean, like, the tone goes really well with the Headless Horseman. And Johnny Depp was actually really good before he started to become like a stereotype, like super bizarre Jack Sparrow. Definitely. Anyway, my number 7 is Silence of the Lambs. Now, this is a really great movie with Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter. I mean, who doesn't love these characters? And Hannibal Lecter and Buffalo Bill might be one of the greatest movie horror villains. Okay, hold on. I wouldn't even say this is a horror movie as much as it is just a suspense thrill ride, which it is. Anthony Hopkins is the most intimidating thing in the entire movie. You just have tunnel vision when he's on screen. And who doesn't love Buffalo Bill? Put the lotion in the basket. I mean, come on.
Is that where that came from?
Yeah. I go around saying that line a lot. I mean, this is a guy who likes to dress up as a girl. She's never seen The Silence of the Lambs. I'm like, you need to watch it. This is a guy who dresses up as a girl, and he kidnaps the girls, and he puts them in like this well. Like, it's the creepiest thing.
Oh my god, I can't believe you never told me where that basket came from. It was in the basket. I never ever knew.
Yeah, it's a great movie for sure. That was my number 7?
Number 7.
Alright, so what's your number 7?
Alright, my number 7 is going to be Monster House. It's an animated movie about this house who is basically eating all these guys as like toys and people, and these 2 kids suspect that there's something going on, and it is owned by this creepy old man who comes out and he's like, "Get off my lawn."
Get off my...
No joke, there's a neighbor over here just like that.
Yeah, man, we live next to a Nevercracker. I don't live here.
Yeah, but he's an old man and he's a grump, and he just will call the cops and terrorize you to get it. Yeah, but basically he gets taken off by the ambulance, dies, whatever, and they go into this house, and it's basically alive. It's essentially a monster, but it's just a really fun movie to watch. Definitely a Halloween must-see.
I also think the movie makes you feel like a kid. Like, the kids are completely well realized. I completely love this movie. It's on my list as well.
Oh my god, it just reminds me about the time when I was in like, I think 3rd or 4th grade. A couple of my friends in my class, we got off the bus and we heard somebody scream, and I'm sure it was just a scream playing, but we just turned in like to these investigators and we were going around the block trying to investigate this murder that took place. And it just reminds me of that too, like they're little kids and there's something suspicious and they're going after it. They're wanting to investigate and explore and get to the bottom of it, which I think a lot of kids can relate to. And also, I have been called Chowder. Especially when I was younger. I look like Chowder, kind of act like him. I think I've called you Chowder.
Yeah, multiple people's call me Chowder. I just need a blue shirt, red cape. My number 6 is actually Monster House. I kind of echo everything she said. I watch this movie every Halloween. It's extremely funny. It's
like a boyfriend. He was a douche.
Yeah, Bones. Yeah, we all know a Bones. I swear, like, I know, like, everybody in the movie. Like, I could just, like, oh, hey, that's that person I know.
Yeah, I think that goes back to just saying that, the characters are just completely relatable.
Yeah, they're well-rounded. So, yeah, I basically echo what she said, so.
Just even down to the adults not believing what you say just because you're a kid.
Yeah, it just gives you that, like, it just makes me feel like I'm 7 years old, trick-or-treating. Like, it just puts me in that.
Trick-or-treating.
Alright,
Never too old for candy.
Alright, Tiffany, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. And I think everybody can agree on the confusion of whether this is a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie.
I have this debate every year.
I think, what the bottom line is? It's both. It's a Halloween movie and a Christmas movie. But, I mean, does this really need a synopsis? I mean, who hasn't seen The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh, it's a classic. It's one of the best, like, Tim Burton movies.
And you know what? Funny that I say that because...
I don't think he directed it, did he?
Who?
Tim Burton.
I think he did. It's a Disney movie, though, right? It's a Disney movie, but it was done by Tim Burton.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know if he just, like, produced it or if he... I don't know. But it's definitely Tim Burton inspired.
Definitely.
Sure.
And it's funny that I say that everybody's seen this movie because it took me until I think it was last year to finally see this movie.
Yeah, I made her watch it.
I don't know why it took me so long to watch this, but it was really good and it was really fun and it was creepy and it puts you in both of those worlds. Halloween meets Christmas, and going back to Monster House, there's characters that we would say, oh, this is you, this is you. I think the tune of "This Is Halloween." It's a classic.
Halloween.
That's on our Halloween playlist. Every Halloween when we're doing our party and we're eating the candy, it's a classic tune that is going every single year.
Also, what's great about
Something's Up with Jack. Something's Up with Jack.
Exactly. What's great about The Nightmare Before Christmas is the music.
Go get Mikey's dancing Jack.
All right, hold on for a second.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
It stopped. I think it needs batteries.
Oh no!
Well, screw us then, I guess.
Alright,
so, yeah, what's great about this movie, which I love about this movie, is the music, the soundtrack. I mean, I don't normally like musicals, and I think this qualifies as a musical, and all the music is just so catchy. Like, you could hum all of them, sing them, just really great music. So, yeah. Alright, so my number 5 is Hocus Pocus.
Come, little children, I'll take thee away.
Alright, I think this is definitely a movie. I think this is definitely a movie you probably have to. You have to grow up with it, basically. I don't know if. What?
It's just such a classic.
Yeah, no, it is a classic.
It doesn't grow up with Hocus Pocus.
Well, people who are older, I don't know, they might watch it and not see what the fuss is about. But definitely the nostalgia is high with this movie for me. First of all, those 3 witches, like, creeped me out as a kid. Like, they were creepy. I thought they were funny.
You know what? I'm just going to say that to this day, I can't look at any of the actresses who played those witches, except for Sarah Jessica Parker. I can't look at them and not see them as the witches. Just saying. But it was funny, like, Billy the Zombie was great. Billy! Yeah, I'm in the movie. So, yeah, it's just a fun movie, and like I said, it's almost all nostalgia, really. Into a land of enchantment. Yeah, every year we have, like, Halloween movie marathons, and we always watch Hocus Pocus. It's definitely a timeless. I'm going to continue to watch it. I know it's on your list, so... Don't spoiler. What's your number 5? Goosebumps. And not just any Goosebumps, though. The one that just came out, what was it, this year? Last year? Last year. It was 2015. With Jack Black and Dylan Minnette. He's been in a lot of movies lately. He was in Don't Breathe that just came out. He was in... He's, like, really making a name for himself. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just know him from Alexander. And the Horrible, Terrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Yeah, no, he's great. I thought he was great in Goosebumps. He was great in Don't Breathe. And I thought he would make a pretty good Peter Parker before Tom Holland was cast. I was seeing him as... Yeah, he would make a good Peter Parker.
So he was definitely great in that movie.
But yeah, just reading the books. I mean, growing up with Goosebumps, even now, kids these days are always in the school libraries. You read all the Goosebumps. There's a bunch of different Goosebumps movies and TV shows and all these variations, but the one that just came out was surprisingly good. And I know that you did a review on that movie when it came out. And it was just, the movie was surprisingly good. I wasn't expecting it to be that entertaining, but it was really, really good.
And, like, for me, like I said in my review, like, I never read the books, but I'm definitely familiar with all the Goosebumps creatures, and it was just cool to see them, like, brought to life.
And the movie was actually funny. Like, I laughed a lot during this film.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, and it's also really creative. Like, instead of it actually being, like, a Goosebumps story, having it, like, with Jack Black playing R.L. Stine, that was really creative to basically have an excuse to bring in every single Goosebumps villain into the movie. Alright, so our number 4, or my number 4, is...
That would be 8.
Paranormal Activity. Now, this movie gets a lot of hate, and I think it might just be because the sequels, which the sequels are pretty much unwatchable. But I thought the first one was really creative. What?
See, I can actually talk about this one because even though I don't do the whole paranormal, like I said, poltergeist, like the D word, I won't even say the word.
Demon?
Like demonic.
Yeah,
demonic. Yeah, like I actually watched this movie.
I'm surprised.
And I think this was like one of the last movies that I watched before I was just like, okay, you know what, I can't do these anymore and I'm not going to do them anymore. But yeah, I was telling Billy earlier, like when I watched it after I was done, I actually like legit had like an anxiety attack and I was like, oh my god, I feel like I'm possessed. But it's like one of those movies that while you're watching it, you're like, oh, it's not that bad, but then the ending happens and it just got like extra like demonic.
Which they had multiple endings too.
I've only seen one and it was creepy.
What the movie does so great is it just plays with like your imagination. Like you never actually see the creature, and like I know we've all been there. If something like happens, like if you're home alone and you hear a noise,
Trisha,
like,
I heard a bang.
Yeah, like you immediately think of like a ghost or like
it's true.
So, I mean that's what the movie is. Like they're laying there and the door barely cracks, but I mean in the movie you know it's actually a demon. So it really just plays into the imagination of like I don't know what's there. It's the fear of not knowing what's there.
You guys up to that where I'm feeling things.
It's just the fear of not knowing what's there. It just makes it really creepy. Let's just not talk about the sequels, but
let's just not talk about them at all.
As Paranormal Activity, for a short period of time, like it was my number one favorite horror movie. Which I'm not a fan of horror movies. Like I don't have.
Me either.
This might make some people mad, but I don't have like Halloween or Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. Those are good movies and I'm not hating on them, but I'm not going to go out of my way every single Halloween to watch them. So, yeah, that's my number 4. Alright, what's your number 4?
Mom's Got a Date with the Vampire.
Alright, we're getting really Disney right now. Really Disney.
Who doesn't love Disney? Like, Disney is awesome. And like you said, it's a variety because...
Like I said, this is what I meant by very diverse. I also grew up with this movie.
I think, with Mom's Got a Date with the Vampire, I think, you had to have grown up watching this
because
movie.
It is corny. If you didn't grow up with this movie, you're not going to like it.
But it's good corny if you grew up with it. It's about, single
all
mom
nostalgia.
Raising her 3 kids, and she finally gets a date. She meets somebody in the grocery store, but it was only because, the kids wanted her out of the house so they can go do what they wanted to do originally, and they weren't allowed to do because they were grounded or whatnot. And, they ended up setting their mom up with a vampire, and then in the end they end up trying to save her. And it's very Disney, kind of corny, but it's very Halloween and it's very kid friendly.
Yeah, it's really kid friendly. Like I could imagine if you show it to your kids, like they might like it. But don't expect to like watch it and like, oh wow, this is so great, because it is for kids.
Yeah,
it came on Disney Channel.
It's this high on the list because it's just it's classic for myself. So again, like this is like our list of movies, so it's not like it's the best movie in the world. It's just like
movies we like to watch individually.
Yeah, it's a movie my list was based off of movies that I watched and movies that for me were must-sees for the Halloween season, and this is one of them just because every Halloween growing up I watched this movie, so it's a very pop the popcorn, sit down, have a drink, and watch this movie, and it's a good time.
While we're talking about Disney Halloween movies, I'm just going to mention Under Wraps really fast.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention, because, yeah, that's like the one that would come on Disney Channel like when I was younger and I would watch. And I found that movie pretty funny as a kid. I haven't gone back and watched it since, so who knows, that movie could be completely garbage. But I remember like thinking that was funny.
They also, Don't Look Under the Bed was also a Halloween movie, but around Halloween time they normally like replay all those movies, but I haven't seen them replay Under Wraps or Don't Look Under the Bed, which is kind of weird for Disney because normally like Halloween time they always do those replays, so it's kind of.
I don't watch the Disney Channel anymore, so I wouldn't have noticed that, but I'll take your word. All right, so my number 3 is Sinister, starring Ethan Hawke. This is a great movie. I love this movie, especially the psychological aspect of it. I mean, this is one of the movies where it really just messes with your head. Like, you feel like you're being watched while you're watching the movie. It just creeps me out just thinking about it. So basically, Ethan Hawke moves into this house and he finds a bunch of tapes in the basement of all these murders. You haven't seen this movie, right?
No, but it sounds like that movie, the hotel movie with that.
Hotel movie.
He was like in a hotel and he was like looking at tapes of previous murders that took place at the hotel.
That's not ringing a bell.
Was it Room 8?
308?
Or Vacancy!
Okay.
Anyways.
So he's watching these tapes of all these murders that happened in this house from the Boogeyman. And basically, like, after every murder, which is pretty gruesome. I know when I saw the movie, the very beginning, it starts off with this family being hung. And one of the people in the audience ran out of the theater and threw up.
Oh.
Like, they couldn't hang with it. I mean,
no pun intended.
I mean, it's a gruesome movie, and each kid goes missing. So there's like a mystery with him trying to figure this out, and they're being haunted by this boogeyman because like they're the next victims. So overall, it's one of my favorite horror movies. I definitely recommend watching it if you haven't seen it already. Just be sure to skip Sinister 2. Because that movie sucked.
Did you do a review?
I did a review. Yeah, you should go back and watch that review because I got crazy with Fog Machine and stuff. But
that was Sinister, huh?
Yeah, that was Sinister 2. Hate the movie. It ruins the Sinister name. And it will not be like, we will not talk about that movie in this house. Alright, what's your number 3?
Okay, so my number 3 is going back to Disney is Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. Again, this is a movie that you definitely have to be growing up watching. This time around, you have Calabar's son taking revenge, and we have the return of the entire cast, including the main actress, which is Kimberly J. Brown. She actually wasn't asked back to do the last one that we recently learned, and which was kind of a bummer because the fourth one was like the worst Halloween Town, but even though this is a Disney Channel movie, I feel like it's a very common household movie name. Like, I feel like everybody knows Halloween.
It's a big Disney Channel movie.
It's a very big movie. Like, you can go in the store and find this on the DVD end caps or Blu-ray end caps in the stores.
It definitely has a following, for sure.
It's very, very well-known Disney movie, and yeah, I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, the Halloween Town movies are definitely, I think, the best straight to TV Disney Channel movies. Those were the movies that I would look forward to as a little kid on Disney Channel. Anyway, as for my number 2 is, you guys probably guessed it since it's not on this list yet, which is The Conjuring 2. Just watch my review to know how much I truly love these movies. I mean, I freaking painted Valak. Alright?
Let's not talk about that painting.
Just, The Conjuring 2 was a worthy sequel to my favorite horror movie. We have like Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. They're going to London to deal with the infilled poltergeist.
Poltergeist, and I just think of Luigi's Mansion.
So they're going to London to deal with the infilled poltergeist with another family, with Janet being possessed by an old man. And what the movie did really well, which I loved, which is it's really focused on their marriage, I think. It's really a movie about love more than anything. And what? Were you going to say anything?
No, because I have nothing to say about this movie because I refuse. Every time we go to have like a Halloween movie like night, we're like, okay, we're going to watch a movie. What are we going to watch? Without a doubt, Billy will say The Conjuring. And I'm just like, no, it's not happening.
You're rooting for these characters, and they really get you to care for these characters, which I think makes the movies all that more terrifying. And James Wan's directing, I've said this before, is freaking incredible. Like, the camera movement, like, you could just watch a clip and you instantly know it's a Conjuring movie. And one of the reasons why Annabelle didn't work, James Wan didn't direct it. And this movie, The Conjuring 2, was supposed to come out like a year earlier, but they postponed it so James Wan could direct it. So even the studio knows how important James Wan is to this franchise. And as for Madison Wolfe, who plays Janet, I mean, she was great in the movie. Truly a great child actress. She was completely unrecognizable. So anyway, that's my number 2. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is, I'm sure you probably guessed it because I put Halloween Town 3
or 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm sure you already guessed it because I put Halloween Town 2 as my number 3. But my number 2 is going to be the original Halloween Town. Okay, so Halloween Town is like one of the main iconic films I can think of when I think of Halloween. It's very kid-friendly. It's about Marnie, who is a teenager who is on her last year before she needs to use her powers or give up being a witch forever. She ends up following her grandmother to Halloween Town with her brother and her sister, and they end up having to save the entire town from Calabar, this evil warlock. And it's a great Halloween movie. And I remember whenever Halloween Town was on TV, our mom was making brownies. So like now whenever I watch Halloween Town, brownies have got to be in the oven just because they coincide with one another. Halloween Town equals brownies.
Yeah, it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely the best like Disney Channel original movie. It definitely has a following. And it's also my favorite Disney Channel movie.
Love show.
The nostalgia is high with it.
Very.
Alright, so as for my number 1, you probably predicted it, which is The Conjuring. I like this movie just a little bit more than The Conjuring 2. But my god, this is a great movie. Like, everything about this movie, whether it's the directing, the cinematography, the acting, the story, just everything about this movie is phenomenal. I really do love this movie. Again, just like Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga just elevate the material they're given. They're so phenomenal and they have such great chemistry. You just want to care for them. And the family was super likable. Again, the child acting, great. I mean, you really feel the fear in all the kids. And what I love about the Conjuring movies is they all have happy endings. Why do all horror movies need to be all grim and dark and like depressing at the end? I mean, we just went through this horrible event. I mean, it's so great that you can watch a movie and then be able to breathe at the end of it. All right, so that's my favorite movie. If you haven't seen the movie,
I will never watch it.
If you haven't seen The Conjuring, please go do so. It is my favorite horror movie, and it's not even just a great horror movie. It's just a freaking great movie in general. It is one of my favorites. So, what is your number 1?
Come, little children, I'll take thee away.
So, Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus. You have to watch Hocus Pocus. It is such an iconic movie. They actually were there was rumors about there being a second movie, and we were all hyped up about it, and it turned out that it was false, but might have been a good thing because who can surpass the original Hocus Pocus? Best Halloween movie ever.
You can never surpass the original, though. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. You can't. So,
you can't.
I mean,
but I think that's mainly just because, like, expectations, really.
Truly.
But, yeah, Hocus Pocus is definitely a great movie. Alright, so that's our top 10 list of favorite Halloween movies. Hopefully we inspired you to go out and have a Halloween movie marathon for yourself. So, what did you think of our list? And also, what is your favorite Halloween movie? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure to like the video, and as always, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Happy Halloween!